with another live stream. So this live stream is going to be me. This is just basically gonna be me talking about the Pittsburgh Steelers. More or less, this is going to be a season recap. So if you guys want to join my live stream and hear me talk about the Pittsburgh Steelers, please do. I have actually taken down some notes for this live stream, so I have some stuff to talk about. Uh, yeah, so if you guys want to see me talk about how mediocre the Pittsburgh Steelers season was, please join. I'll wait for some people to join the stream before I start going into my notes or stuff. But, how is everybody's night going? Is everybody's night going good? I hope so. Um, I mean, I had a pretty average day today. I didn't really feel the best today. I had a headache for most of the day, so I was kind of not feeling myself. But my headache has gone away, and I felt better enough to be able to do this live stream tonight. So yeah, basically, I had pretty much had a headache all day long. Finally, it went away. That's why I don't look really good in my Monday Night Raw News video, Monday Night Raw News 253. If you have not checked out that video came out earlier today. Go check that out. I did my Monday Night Raw News video for Monday Night Raw. Monday Night Raw was in Germany today, so it was an early show. So I was able to make my Monday Night Raw News video before the football game came on, and I watched the whole game live. So, but yeah, this is pretty much me talking about the Pittsburgh Steelers 2025/2026 season recap. I have some notes to talk about. There's a couple of games that I want to talk about personally with the Pittsburgh Steelers, and then we could I can also talk about uh, the Pittsburgh Steelers just losing the wild card game today. They just lost. Hi Aaron. Yeah, hi Aaron. What's up, man? So I think we got enough people here now to start talking about my notes. So once again, the Pittsburgh Steelers had another mediocre season. Yes, they did. They had another mediocre season. Uh, who are you rooting for? I was rooting for the Pittsburgh Steelers, but so yeah, basically I was rooting for the Steelers, but the Steelers lost like they usually do. They do well in the regular season, and then when they get to the playoffs, it's just nope. We are mediocre. We're not gonna win. Uh, I'm sorry, Mikey Manny Moons. I'm sorry. I'm sorry about the loss. The Patriots will handle them. What are your thoughts about Aaron Rodgers having a terrible game? Um, really, I mean, I think it was just the offense in general. The offense in general that did terrible, in my opinion. The defense did great. We had like 3 turnovers in that game. And I mean, we could have scored 3 touchdowns or 3 field goals, which kind of ended up what we were doing. So basically, we could have scored 21 points on 3 turnovers, and we just didn't. Could have been better. Um, um, I'm a Vikings fan. At least you have a Super Bowl. I know. I mean, as a Steelers fan, we are the 6-time Super Bowl champions, so I have nothing really to complain about. I just really hope the Patriots do not win another Super Bowl, because then that would break the Steelers' record. Also, another thing is, like, Tom Brady has the most Super Bowls just as a player, so if you really think about it, Tom Brady is better than any football team because he has 7 Super Bowls. I think it's pretty cool for the oldest quarterback to go to the Super Bowl, but I guess not. Yeah, I really wish that Aaron Rodgers could make another Super Bowl as well, but unfortunately, I think his time is up. I honestly think that Aaron Rodgers is going to retire. I think it's going to be Aaron Rodgers' last season with the Steelers. The only thing that I think will happen is that I think Aaron Rodgers is going to retire, and then next season he might sign a one-day contract with the Green Bay Packers to retire as a Green Bay Packer, because that's the team he played for most of his career. So I think that's what's going to happen. Really, during the offseason, the Steelers need to look about trying to fix their offensive problem. We need to get another quarterback. We need to get some more wide receivers. Hell, I think even the running back room needs some help. I mean, Jalen Warren and Kenneth Gainwell had a great season. They were great running backs for the team, but we just need more offense. I was mad about the Steelers losing 6-30. Me too. I wasn't happy about that either, but it is what it is. Aaron, by the way, I love the Steelers theme in the background. Oh yeah, actually, the reason why my room color is painted yellow is because of the Pittsburgh Steelers. I had my room to be painted yellow and black, or black and yellow for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Aaron Rodgers is washed up. He should retired. Aaron Rodgers was caught up in time, and the clock ran out, and the coach might be out of Pittsburgh. I've heard this for years about people saying that Mike Tomlin is going to get fired. Personally, I don't think he is. Here's my thing with Mike Tomlin. He's a good coach. He can have like I said, the Steelers have a mediocre season every year, but the one thing that Mike Tomlin can do is have a non-losing season. The Pittsburgh Steelers, Mike Tomlin, and just in general hold the record for the most non-losing seasons, and that's really respectable. And Mike Tomlin currently has 19 winning seasons, which is the third most in the NFL. I think the second place was what's his name? The head coach of the Patriots, Bill Belichick. Yeah, Bill Belichick has the second most with 19. And then Tom Landry, the famous Cowboys head coach, has the most with 21. I thought he was going to retire when he played for the Jets and when he got hurt. Honestly, I'm not a fan of the New York Jets, so I can't really talk about his time with the Jets, but I know more than likely this is Aaron Rodgers' last season, and Aaron Rodgers is going to retire, and he's going to retire. He's going to move on, and he's probably, what I think is going to happen, he's going to retire, and then next season, for the 2026-2027 season, he's going to retire. He's going to retire as a Green Bay Packer for the team that he played with for most of his career. He's going to sign a one-day contract, and he's going to retire as a Green Bay Packer. Doctor, Steelers suck. I wouldn't say they suck. I would just say they're mediocre. Chaos, MMS. We just need a better offensive coach, or they just need to get better trades. I do agree with that. I think, I think that the Steelers just need to get a better offense in general. And I have some notes here. So, most of the games the Steelers have lost have been lost because of offense. We have lost by an average of 12 points or more during the season, and we have scored an average of 18 points or more when losing. So, I don't know how you guys really feel about that, but I mean, we have outscored when losing. I don't know. I love the prayer after the game. KSMMM, could you maybe not come in here hating? Ty Eagle 1, respect to the Steelers fans. Take care. Mike Tomlin needs to go. Just reset and get... He can just be reset. He'll be an analyst. I can definitely see Aaron Rodgers being an analyst. I mean, a lot of quarterbacks have done it. Troy Aikman, Matt Ryan, Tom Brady. There's a bunch of people that have became analysts after their football career was over. So, yeah. Steelers are done, brother. Gonna be wild till they win playoff. Need a 5-year plan, not a year-to-year plan, yeah. I like the Steelers too, but I miss when you used to play for the Cheese, the Green Bay Packers. The modern gunslinger, Ravens fan here, sorry about the tough loss. And I'm going to have to say sorry to the tough loss to the Steelers. I know that the Baltimore Ravens kicker was getting death threats after missing the field goal, which is totally not okay. I disagree with that. That's just terrible. Modern gunslinger. I was also disappointed to see Rodgers sitting out. Patrick Shooter. Hey. Patrick Shooter. My name is Priscilla. I'm using my brother's account. Tomlin gone. I miss TJ. Death threats. That's messed up. So, yeah. Do I think that Mike Tomlin will be gone? No, personally, I do not think that Mike Tomlin will be gone. I don't think he will be. I don't think he will be gone just because the Steelers have lost another playoff game and they've had another mediocre season. Just does not mean that he is. Just does not mean he's going to get fired or if he's going to leave or anything like that. Like I said earlier. I feel like the Steelers just need an offensive reset. Now, there's also a couple of games where the Steelers have lost because of defense, but most of the time it has been because of the offense. But no, I don't think Mike Tomlin's going to get fired. I think he's going to stay with the team. I'm a Steelers fan, and I know a lot of Steelers fans want him to be fired, but I just do not think that's going to happen. Patrick Schoonover. Guess what? I reached 100 subscribers. Good for you. Good for you. Yeah, I remember when I reached 100 subscribers. I've talked about this in a previous live stream, but uh, I never thought that I was going to hit 100 subscribers. I didn't even think that I was going to hit 10 subscribers. 10 subscribers when I made my YouTube channel. So, I mean, just put in the hard work, and you'll get where I am eventually. It's okay. I'm not a Steeler fan. I'm a Raiders fan. You'll get them next year. Sub to make you feel better. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Honestly, don't remember reaching 100 subscribers, to be honest. C Nation Dog, what's up? What's up, C Nation Dog? I'm just here talking about the Pittsburgh Steelers and how their season is over. Basically, a 2025-2026 recap. Why TJ Watt sell my parlay, bro? I'm not sure. But let's get into my notes, because I do have some notes. Okay, so like I said earlier, the offense is the reason why they lost most of their games. Defensively, we've lost a couple games because of defense. We have lost by an average of 12 points or more, and we have scored an average of 18 points or more when losing. Okay, so the first game I would like to talk about is the Seahawks. So that was the second game of the season, and we lost by 14 points. We lost 31-17. It was a close game, but I would say in that game, both our offense and defense have struggled. The Bengals game was the most frustrating game for me, honestly, as a Steelers fan. This would be the first game against the Bengals when we lost by 2 points, 33-31. This would be the sixth game of the season. Really, this game was because of defense, in my opinion. Defensively, there was just too many big plays in that game. There was a lot of blown coverages, and they didn't really contest the ball. Realistically, the Bengals game was the most frustrating game for me as a Steelers fan. I was like, what are the Steelers doing? Why are they letting the Bengals get these big plays? Why are there blown coverages? Why are they not why is there no contested balls? I just did not really understand that game that well. I was like, they're only playing, the inside coverages, which is making the wide receivers go outside and catch the ball. Frustrating game. The Packers, Game 7, lost by 10, 35-25. This was an offensive game that the offense just did not play well. There was no rhythm, couldn't get us started. They were not effective running or passing the ball. Just overall bad offense. Game 9, the Chargers lost by 15, 25-10. Another offensive game again where our offense couldn't get going. Just like Game 7, same thing in Game 9. Game 11 against the Chicago Bears, lost by 3, 31-28. I would say both the offense and the defense struggled. Now, I understand it was a close game, but overall the Steelers could have just done better. Game 12, the Buffalo Bills lost by 19 points, 26-7. I honestly thought this was the worst game for the Steelers all season. They did terrible offensively. They could not get the offensive going. They played terrible defensively because they could just not stop the Buffalo Bills running game in that game. A terrible game for the Steelers. Game 16, the Browns lost by 7, 13-6. Both the offense and defense struggled. They could have played better offensively and defensively. And then the wild card game, the playoffs against the Texans today, we lost 30-6 by 24 points. It was really an offensive struggle. We could just not get our offensive going. Basically the offense couldn't get going. Once again, Steelers offense didn't do nothing. This was like the 7th game of the season that I have counted that their offense could get nothing going. Defensively, the Steelers played great this game. Like I said earlier, the Pittsburgh Steelers had like 3 turnovers in this game, and they could have scored a lot of points tonight, and it just did not happen. So I'm gonna stay on for a little bit longer. That was my Pittsburgh Steelers 2025-2026 recap. Now I'm going to just talk to you guys for a little bit, and then I'm going to end the stream. Browns fans loving life tonight. Well, let me tell you something. The Cleveland Browns, they're stinky bang, 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 poo-poo. They're poo-poo. The Cleveland Browns stink. Okay? You can't tell me that you're a Cleveland Browns fan, okay? Like, historically, the Cleveland Browns have been terrible since, like, the 1950s, and that was the last time that the Cleveland Browns actually did something, was the 1950s, when they won an NFL championship, like, a couple years in a row. But ever since then, in the modern era with the Super Bowl, yeah, the Cleveland Browns have just sucked. And in the last, like, 15 or 10 to 15 seasons, I think the Cleveland Browns have only had 2 winning seasons and 1 playoff win. Who are you rooting for in the college football playoffs? Well, unfortunately, my favorite college football team did not make the the college football playoffs. My favorite team is the Pittsburgh Panthers. They did make a bowl game, but they lost to the East Carolina Pirates, so unfortunately. But, so basically, who am I rooting for? Actually, I'm gonna have to say that I'm gonna have to go with the Indiana Hoosiers. Just because, from a historical standpoint, the Indiana Hoosiers have been a terrible football program, and this is their first chance in college football history to play in a national championship and to actually win in a national championship. So it's interesting to see what happens in that game. Get Pickett back up. Yeah, I mean, we had Kenny Pickett, and I was happy when we drafted Kenny Pickett because he was a Pittsburgh Panther at one point, and I watched Kenny Pickett for, like, his whole career, and Kenny Pickett is a good quarterback. Right now, he's currently a backup for the Eagles. Realistically, I don't know if the Steelers are going to be able to pick him up or not, if they're going to have to trade for him, or if he's going to be in free agency. I have no idea. Couldn't watch the game. Who, Steelers or Texans? The Texans won 30-6. They won by 24 they won by 24 points. Unfortunately, another mediocre season for the Steelers. Do you like WWE? If you do, how do you feel about Drew beating Cody for the WWE Championship? Yes, I do like WWE. How do I feel about Drew McIntyre defeating Cody Rhodes for the WWE Championship on this week's SmackDown? I'm actually really happy. Now, I'm not happy that Cody lost, but I'm happy that Drew won. Realistically, I knew that was going to happen because that feud was going on for like about 6 months, and they needed something to happen. Like, realistically, they needed something to happen because, Drew McIntyre lost all his matches against Cody Rhodes, and I think they needed the payoff. They needed the payoff of having they needed the payoff of Drew McIntyre winning the championship, so I'm pretty happy. Which non-Pennsylvania teams do you like? For college football, I like the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets, the Texas Longhorns, the Florida Gators, the Appalachian State Mountaineers. Those are a couple teams that I like in college football. As for the NFL, I only like one other team than the Pittsburgh Steelers, and that is the Kansas City Chiefs. Yes, I am. Yes, Kansas City Chiefs is my second favorite football team. I know a lot of people do not like them, but I like the Chiefs as my second team. I've always I don't know. I've always thought the Kansas City Chiefs logo was pretty cool. Yeah, their logo was always pretty cool to me. So I was like, I think I like the Kansas City Chiefs as my second favorite team. Did you watch the FCS game? No, I did not watch the FCS game, but I knew it was pretty good. Pickett sucks ass. He blows. I'm sarcastic. He's on the Raiders. Pickett is back up on the Kenny Pickett is on the Raiders now? Oh, crap. Huh. I didn't know that happened. They must have traded him during the season. What channel did you watch the Steelers game on? Well, actually, I did not watch the Steelers game live on TV. Well, I did watch it live, but not live on TV. There's this pretty cool pirated site where you can watch all the NFL games. It's called Nufu, 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 Nufu TV. If you get that app, you can watch all the football games for free. Tomlin probably gonna get fired. Sorry. No, I don't think that Mike Tomlin is gonna get fired. Yeah, I just don't think that's gonna happen. Like I said earlier, I don't think that Mike Tomlin is gonna get fired. Like I said, just because the Steelers had another mediocre season and they lost another playoff game just does not mean that he's gonna get fired. Hey, my name is Cody Dollison. Nice to meet you, Cody. Look at how John Harbaugh got fired. Yeah, I was actually pretty surprised when John Harbaugh got fired. But, sometimes teams need to reset to win a Super Bowl. John Harbaugh has not won a Super Bowl since, 2013. And we are in the year 2026 now, so that was almost 13 years ago. So, who knows what the future for the Ravens are. Yeah, unfortunately, Aaron Rodgers did not throw a touchdown in his last game, unfortunately. He threw an interception. Trading for Deshaun Watson. No, I don't think the Steelers should trade for Deshaun Watson. I don't even know if he is even playing football anymore. After the allegations that have came out against him at the salons and getting massages, so I'm just gonna stay clear of that. Dang, 11 years without a playoff win. Sorry, bro. Yeah, I know. I know it's unfortunate, but we'll get it next year, hopefully. Pete Carroll got fired after one season. Yeah, I mean, Tom Brady told Pete Carroll he had to go. Steelers' whole team equals 6 points. Yes. I've been to WrestleMania. I wish I had been to WrestleMania. I would love to. Personally, I would love to go to WrestleMania. Unfortunately, I just have never had the chance to been to WrestleMania. I know there were a couple chances I would go. I live in New York. Now, I live in the western part of the state. I live towards near Buffalo, New York, where the Buffalo Bills play. And there was a chance where I could have gone because WrestleMania has been in Toronto, Canada, which is close to me. But those were in like the early years of WrestleMania. And then there was also a couple of years where it was in New York. I could have gone, but it's really expensive, and it's especially expensive now, so yeah, no. Oh my god, no, Chiefs! Who's going with now? Texas defense equals 10 points. Never rooted for Philly. Aaron Rodgers threw a touchdown his last game. No. Have you ever went to a Steelers game? Yes, I have. I have went to a Steelers game. I went to a Steelers game for a first time a couple years ago. It was back in the year. What year was it? Oh, what year was it? I think it was. I think it was in 2023. I went to a Steelers game in 2023. It was when the Pittsburgh Steelers played the Tennessee Titans, and they won that game by 7 points. A pretty good game, really close. Had a lot of fun. There's a whole story behind that. Me and my family getting lost trying to get to the tailgate. That's a whole story. Yeah, leave Pickett alone, y'all. Yeah, I like Kenny Pickett, bro. I wish we kept him. Steelers are bad. Who are you rooting for in the NFL playoffs now? Because the Steelers did not win, I'm not really rooting for anybody. I can tell you that I'm not rooting for the Patriots or the San Francisco 49ers. Because I don't want the Patriots to win the Super Bowl again and break the Steelers' record as the most most Super Bowls in NFL history. And I don't want the 49ers to win because I think they have like 5 and they would tie it with 6 and it would be 3 teams with the most Super Bowls. The Steelers have 6, the Patriots have 6, and the 49ers win, they will have 6. And I just really don't want that to happen. As for other teams, Texans, the Rams, the Broncos, whoever else is in it, I can't remember all the teams. Honestly, even though the Steelers lost to the Houston Texans today, I think I actually want them to win, and there's a reason. I would like a shock team to win it. I would love the Houston Texans to win a Super Bowl because in the history of the Houston Texans, they have never won a Super Bowl. And going into the playoffs, they're kind of underdogs because they have never won one. So I might go with them. Aaron Rodgers is retired. Goodbye. Yes, I know Aaron Rodgers is probably going to retire. This is probably his last season. The one thing I do see is for the 2026-2027 season, he is going to retire as a Green Bay Packer, and he's going to retire as a Green Bay Packer. Yeah, but they said Harbaugh was getting fired, and look. Which team should the John Harbaugh go to? This might be this might be a shocking pick for a lot of you, but I think John Harbaugh should go to the Cleveland Browns. And you're like, what are you saying? Why would you say you would want John Harbaugh to go to the Cleveland Browns? They're rivals to the Steelers. The reason why I say that is I want to keep the Mike Tomlin, John Harbaugh rivalry intact. Now, I know that John Harbaugh was getting interviews for other teams like the Miami Dolphins, the Oakland Raiders, and a couple others, but I think, honestly, he should go to the Cleveland Browns to keep the Mike Tomlin, John Harbaugh rivalry intact, but that's just me personally. I watched the game on ESPN, guys. In the chat, if you like sports, y'all, you should get ESPN. I think I pay a fee. Yeah, I pay a fee for ESPN to watch the WWE pay-per-views. It's like $30.99 a month. I remember when WWE pay-per-views used to be $9.99 a month. The streaming world is getting crazy, y'all. Do you guys want Mac Jones? I think the Steelers should trade for Mac Jones. Do I think we're gonna get him? Probably not, but realistically, the Steelers need to take a look at their options during the offseason because we need to get our offense fixed, okay? I have never said this on my YouTube channel, and I've never said this on stream before, but the Pittsburgh Steelers offense play a college football offense realistically. See, like, the Pittsburgh Steelers never throw the ball downfield. They just dump it off to the running back, a screenplay like most college football teams do. And, they go with short passes. That's just not good enough for me. I mean, we need wide receivers that can actually catch the ball, contest the ball, and do all that stuff. So I think the Steelers need to look for their next quarterback during the offseason. And they also have to think about getting some wide receivers too. Because DK Metcalf, Jalen Warren, and Kenneth Gainwell cannot do all the work. It's just not worked. And that's why the Steelers have had a mediocre season, in my opinion. How long have you been watching the Steelers? I've been watching the Steelers for my whole life. Originally, I wasn't big into sports like I am now. Before anything, before I became an NFL fan, before I became a college football fan, before I even became a high school fan, I was really big into WWE professional wrestling, and I still am. You can clearly see that by my YouTube channel if you subscribe. And if you guys have enjoyed the live stream so far, please think about subscribing to my YouTube channel. That would be really appreciated. But yeah, before I got into sports, I was a WWE/professional wrestling fan. And then when I got a little bit older, maybe when I was like 10, 11, 12, I started really getting into football, college football, NFL. But I've been a Steelers fan my whole life. Most of my family are Steelers fans. The whole side of my real dad's family were Steelers fans. But my mom's side of my family is really weird with sports. Like my grandpa likes the Buffalo Bills. My mom is a Miami Dolphins fan, but she also partially likes the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Detroit Lions. My brother, my older brother, his name is Josh. He's a Jacksonville Jaguars fan. He was also a partial Detroit Lions fan at one point. So my real dad's side of the family, we're all Steelers fans. But my mom's side of my family, they're weird. They like a bunch of different teams. I just don't really understand it. Who won today? The Houston Texans. They won 30-6. They won by 24 points. Oh yeah, WrestleMania is beautiful. Went to WrestleMania in Miami. Undertaker versus Triple H in the Hell in a Cell final where John Cena. I mean, yeah, I remember watching that match live. Now, not like actually at the show. I was not at WrestleMania in Miami, but I remember watching that live on the WWE Network when WWE Network was still a thing. And I thought that match between The Undertaker and Triple H was great. I loved that Hell in a Cell match. And John Cena versus The Rock, pretty good feud. I pretty much liked it, and I thought it was great until John Cena sold his soul to The Rock, and then they ruined it by not having The Rock there. Yeah, that feud, I mean, I like John Cena's retirement tour, but the one thing that I didn't understand is why they turned him heel and they just did not continue the thing with The Rock. It was weird, but whatever. The Steelers used to have a very good safety. I forgot his name, and I really want to tell you. I can give a guess. I think you're probably thinking of Troy Polamalu, but you tell me. Is WWE not as watched because John Cena? Um. Okay. Yeah, I love WWE. I was watching WWE before way before I got into sports. I've watched WWE pretty much half of my life. Well, actually, I think 2/3 of my life. Actually, I'm currently 21 years old right now, and I started watching WWE when I was 8 years old. So yeah, pretty much 2/3 of my life, and but yeah, is WWE not watched because John Cena, Rock, and Undertaker are personally my favorite. My favorite wrestlers are the Celtic Warrior Sheamus, the Undertaker. Love Undertaker's podcast, by the way. If you guys have not checked out Undertaker's podcast, go check it out. I love his stories. Um, and my third is the Rated R Superstar Edge. They're both not in WWE anymore. Bro, I can't believe that John Cena tapped out. I mean, yeah, I remember John Cena tapping out to Gunther. I watched that match live. I did my predictions and reactions for that pay-per-view. I pretty much knew that Gunther was going to win. As much as people didn't like John Cena tapping out, in the long run, I think that was the right decision because I knew that John Cena was going to put over Gunther, and I knew that John Cena was going to lose in his final match, and overall, I just kind of knew that was going to happen. Aaron Rodgers got to come back for one more year. He can't go out like that. Steelers will be much better next season. Much love Steelers. Uh, I am 50-50 on Aaron Rodgers. I mean, I heard that Aaron Rodgers had a lot of fun playing for the Pittsburgh Steelers, but I've heard from him that he says that this is going to be his last season and he's going to retire. So I'm not really sure. I'm hearing he'll go to the Falcons. Yeah, no, I don't think Aaron Rodgers is going to the Falcons. I think Aaron Rodgers is going to retire. Also, I think that he will retire as a Green Bay Packer. He will sign a one-day contract and retire as a Green Bay Packer, the team he played for most of his career. I mean, I understand. Like, I really do understand. I mean, I really do want Aaron Rodgers to retire as a Pittsburgh Steeler, but in good faith, I know that's not going to happen because I know that Aaron Rodgers is going to sign a one-day contract and retire as a Steeler. He ain't going to the Browns, buddy. I'll retire before that happens. Would you bet your teeth on it? Don't have any. Rodgers needs to go to the Raiders to give rookie a chance to develop. Much hate from a Ravens fan. Well, honestly, I don't think Aaron Rodgers is going to go to the Raiders. Like I said, I think he's going to retire as a Green Bay Packer. He's going to sign a one-day contract, and he's going to retire there. Gainwell was the best part of the offense all year. Yeah, Kenneth Gainwell. Yeah, he was backup for the Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles last season. And he was a pretty good pickup. I'm happy with the Steelers picking him up. But I really think that the Steelers need to pick some offensive weapons this offseason. Like I said earlier, like DK Metcalf, Jalen Warren, and Kenneth Gainwell are not going to be able to do all the offensive work. We need to get some more wide receivers. Like, Calvin Austin and Roman Wilson do need a chance because they're still young in their careers. And Roman Wilson was a pretty good wide receiver for Michigan, but we just didn't really use him on offense this season. Also, another thing I would like to say, he was pretty much injury prone for most of the season, so yeah. Is that a collection of cards on your wall, bro? I gotta see if it is. Yes it is. Oh boy. Hold on, guys. Oh, well. Well. Oh boy. Okay. Well, the card fell out. Hold on. Okay, guys. So we're going to show off this card thing because people want to see it. So here's my card thing. It has a couple of, a bunch of different cards on it. But honestly, guys, I got a bunch of. I'm a card collector. I collect baseball cards. I collect football cards. I pick up WWE cards. Yeah, I pick up a lot of stuff. But this is my collection. So we got some names on here that you guys might know. We got the Hall of Fame legend of the Pittsburgh Penguins, who are my favorite hockey team, by the way. Mario Lemieux. We got Derek Harvey, a Florida player. We got Kurt Busch card. I'm sorry if you guys can't really see this. Here, I'm just going to show you this, guys. You can take a look at it. Here's what it looks like. I'm going to have to put that back on my wall after, but, yeah. But that's that. Your coach needs to draft a quarterback, draft a couple wide receivers. Yeah, that's what I've been saying for the Pittsburgh Steelers for the past couple years. They drafted Kenny Pickett, and then they got rid of him. He went to the Eagles. Apparently, he's now with the Raiders now. I'm not sure how that is. And then, we drafted a couple wide receivers. We drafted George Pickens, and he went to Dallas, and then we drafted who else? We drafted Roman Wilson. He's had a mid-season because he hasn't really played a lot on offense. Also, he's been kind of injury prone. The best, most productive player on your team is the punter. Seahawks fired Tomlin tonight. You always have the Pittsburgh Penguins. Yeah, the Pittsburgh Penguins, yeah, they're doing okay this season. Just subbed, my guy. Love WWE, NFL. You like the NHL? Yes, I do like the National Hockey League. My favorite team is the Pittsburgh Penguins. They're one of my favorites. Yeah, he seems cool. I like the stream. Sorry what I said about the Steelers getting fat. Oh, it's alright, dude. I understand. I mean, like I said, the Steelers, they had another mediocre season. They lost another playoff game. I would like to say it like this. Another day in a life as a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. Dude, I wanted your team to win today. You made the Bills guaranteed going into the Super Bowl. You know what? Guess what? I live in Western New York, and every year they say that the Buffalo Bills are going to win the Super Bowl. And a lot of people ask me, Joey, why are you not a Buffalo Bills fan? I've never been a Buffalo Bills fan, and I've lived in Western New York my whole life. And, I've lived in Western New York. Buffalo Bills are the team up here. And I don't hate the Buffalo Bills, but I don't like the Buffalo Bills either. I've never been a Bills fan. I said earlier that my grandpa on my mom's side is a Buffalo Bills fan. But on my real dad's side, we're all Pittsburgh Steelers fans, and I've been a Pittsburgh Steelers fan my whole life. The guy is a legit vibe. Glad I scrolled on this. It's Aaron Rodgers' fault. Don't worry. Well, no, I don't say it's 100% Aaron Rodgers' fault. I don't know. It's hard to say. I would say if I had to say it like this, it goes four ways. It's Mike Tomlin's fault. It's the offensive coordinator Arthur Smith's fault. It's Aaron Rodgers' fault. And it's the whole offense in general's fault. You can give 25% for each of them. His ass should be in a retirement home. They gotta fire Tomlin, and they gotta get LaFleur. I don't know how to say the guy's name, but he's with the Green Bay Packers. I think he's gonna just stay with the Green Bay Packers. That's a wrap. I'm from Los Angeles, born and raised, but a Pats fan since 1994, Mariners fan since 1994, UCLA fan since 2000, and Clippers and LA Kings fan since 2004. What do the Steelers and John Cena have in common? They both retired. You know what? I like that joke. Fly, Eagles, fly, no matter what. I grew up in the 7th level at the Veterans Stadium. Oh, that's awesome, dude. Cool. lay them all. The Steelers got walked on tonight. The Bears, shout out to Aaron Rodgers. Much older. Bring Phillip Rivers. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if Phillip Rivers is going to I mean, he retired 5 years ago. He retired in 2020, and then he unretired and played with the Colts. I think he's just going to retire again. I don't think he's going to come out of retirement and play with the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think it would be pretty cool if he did, but I just generally don't think that's going to happen. I'll be back. Well, I'm sorry, Dylan, but I plan on ending the stream in 5 minutes. Did you all lose? Yeah, we lost. 49ers versus the Seattle Seahawks will be a banger. It will be a banger. I think he's done. Yeah, I think Aaron Rodgers is done. I think he's going to retire. I think he will sign a one-day contract with the Green Bay Packers, and he will retire with that team next season. 49ers won't pass another round. They're lucky. Eagles' offensive coordinator is trash. Bang, bang, 49ers gang. If Rodgers leave, will you guys bring back Ben Roethlisberger? That's interesting because I actually heard recently that Ben Roethlisberger, now I'm not saying that he's coming out of retirement, but the one thing that I did hear about Ben Roethlisberger is he has enough energy to play. He might come out of retirement, but we shall see. Steelers defense, yes. Will Howard. I actually really like Will Howard, actually. I actually wanted to see him play during the preseason, but he got injured during training camp and he didn't play the preseason. He's just been an emergency third string backup the whole season. And he even got injured at practice. You look like a baby that skipped to age 33. Haha, thank you. Fire Tomlin, Bay Area, Fire Tomlin. Hope you have a good night, brother. Cheers. Thanks, man, for joining. Fire Tomlin. Ridiculous Tomlin hadn't won a playoff game in 6 years. Your GM is terrible. Hasn't found a quarterback since Big Ben left. That's understandable. Fire Tomlin, fire Tomlin, fire Tomlin, fire Tomlin, fire Dunbar, fire Myers, and fire Austin. It sucked. It sucked so bad to see the Steelers go out like that tonight. They need a rebuild. Yeah, I think they need an offensive rebuild. That's what I think. Fire Tomlin. I don't fuck with sports. Well, I'm sorry you don't fuck with sports, Dylan, but this is my live stream. Dude, what a horrible game. I mean, I knew we were going to lose, but that first half I thought was a little hope. Me too. Fire Tomlin. Find an interception. Fire Tomlin. All good, brother. Stay positive. Keep shining. You're awesome. It's just sports. Fun competition, yeah. Winning the North is Steelers Super Bowl. Yeah, I kind of agree with that. It kind of is. Fire Tomlin, Eastern Ohio. You look like a Skinner Robin Williams. Oh, thank you. I've never heard that one before. I've been called a lot of things. I've been called Ringo Starr, Ben Foster, Mario. What else? Now Robin Williams. That's interesting. We are the North. Sorry that the Steelers lost. They suck. Why fire Tomlin? Fire 77. He couldn't protect the quarterback. 95%. Houston has the top tier defense. Not Aaron Rodgers' fault. I don't think it's Aaron Rodgers' fault, but I do think it's the offense's fault. Well, all right, guys. I think I'm going to end off the live stream here. Thank you to everybody who has joined this live stream. I've enjoyed talking to you guys about the Pittsburgh Steelers. For the people that are liking the Pittsburgh Steelers, go Steelers! For the people that hate the Steelers, well, that's your opinion. And for the haters and the trolls, get the fuck off my live stream. Alright, well, thank you guys for joining my live stream. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. If you're thinking about subscribing to my YouTube channel, please like, subscribe, and comment to my YouTube channel. I hope you guys enjoyed the live stream. Go Steelers. Bye, guys. I'll see you guys next time.